In the autumn of 1777, the city of Philadelphia stood on the edge of crisis. The American colonies were deep in their war for independence, and the British Army, under General William Howe, had just defeated George Washington's forces at the Battle of Brandywine. The road to Philadelphia, the revolutionary capital, lay open. As the British advanced, panic spread throughout the city. The Continental Congress fled westward. Citizens packed their belongings. But amid the chaos, a quieter, more deliberate operation was underway, one that would not protect a person, but a symbol. That symbol was a bell. Not yet called the Liberty Bell, it was known simply as the State House Bell. Cast in 1752 and recast twice in Philadelphia, due to cracking, the bell bore an inscription from Leviticus, quote, "Proclaim liberty throughout all the land, unto all the inhabitants thereof." End quote. It had rung to summon lawmakers, to mark public events, and, according to tradition, on July 8, 1776, it announced the first public reading of the Declaration of Independence. But now it was in danger. The Pennsylvania Council feared that if the British captured Philadelphia, they would seize the city's bells and melt them down to make cannon. Bells were made of bronze, an alloy of copper and tin, both valuable wartime materials. The State House bell, weighing over 2,000 pounds, would be a prime target. So the council acted. On September 14, 1777, they ordered the removal of all bells from the city that could be of use to the enemy. 11 bells in total were selected, including the State House bell and the bells of Christ Church and other public buildings. The plan was simple in concept, but complex in execution. The bells would be transported north to a safer location, far from British reach. That location was Northampton Town, known today as Allentown, Pennsylvania, about 60 miles away. The bells were loaded onto wagons, hidden beneath hay and straw. The convoy was guarded by Pennsylvania militiamen. Among those involved in the operation was Colonel Jacob Arndt, who helped coordinate the transport. The journey took several days, moving through uncertain territory, with the threat of British patrols, or Loyalist sympathizers, ever present. The destination in Allentown was Zion Reformed Church, a modest stone building on what is now Hamilton Street. The church's pastor, Reverend Abraham Bloomer, was a respected figure in the community. He agreed to shelter the bells. Upon arrival, the floorboards of the church were lifted. A pit was dug beneath the sanctuary. The bells were lowered into the space, covered with boards and earth, and the floor was restored. The church services continued, as usual, with congregants sitting above the hidden cargo, many unaware of what lay beneath their feet. The State House bell remained hidden in Zion Church for 9 months. During that time, the British occupied Philadelphia, using it as a base of operations. But they never found the bells. The secrecy of the operation held. In June 1778, the British evacuated Philadelphia. With the threat gone, the bells were retrieved and returned to the city. The State House bell was reinstalled in its tower, where it would remain for decades. The story of the bell's concealment faded into obscurity for a time. It wasn't until the 19th century, as the bell gained fame as a symbol of liberty and abolition, that interest in its Revolutionary War history revived. Today, the site of its hiding place is preserved as the Liberty Bell Museum, located in the basement of Zion's Reformed United Church of Christ at 622 West Hamilton Street in Allentown. A replica of the bell, identical in size and tone, is on display. Each year on July 4th, the museum hosts a reenactment of the bell's arrival and concealment, honoring the quiet courage of those who protected it. The Liberty Bell itself, now housed in a pavilion near Independence Hall in Philadelphia, is one of the most recognized symbols of American freedom. Its famous crack, which likely developed in the early 19th century, has become part of its legend. But its survival during the Revolutionary War owes much to the foresight of the Pennsylvania Council, the bravery of the militia, and the sanctuary offered by a small-town church. The story is not one of battlefield heroics or political speeches. It is a story of logistics, secrecy, and community. It reminds us that revolutions are not won by generals alone, but by ordinary people who take extraordinary steps to protect what matters. In 1777, the Liberty Bell did not ring. It did not speak. It was silent, buried beneath the floor of a church. But in that silence, it endured. And in enduring, it became a voice for generations.